Welcome to Escape Room Reviews. My name's Zach, and today we're going to be talking about the Edison Escape Room at Palace Games in San Francisco, California. Do you have what it takes to be an intellectual successor to one of 20th century's greatest minds? Well, Thomas Edison had that same question when he built a secret laboratory and filled it with inventions and innovative designs. And though that laboratory has been lost to time, recent discoveries place it somewhere near the Palace of Fine Arts. Now it's up to you to find the entrance to the laboratory and to discover the inventor's secret, the secret to success. The Edison Escape Room is a 100-minute room. Palace Games recommends 4 to 8 players and says you don't need any escape room experience to play. I kind of disagree with that, but we'll get to that later. The room was not scary at all, and there were no live actors present. The Edison Escape Room has won 9 different awards. Best of Morty 2022, Best of San Francisco 2020, a Golden Lock in 2018, and Best Technology in 2017. And that's not to mention all of their different Tribeca wins. They had 43rd place, 32nd place, 15th, 5th, and 6th in 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, and 2018 respectively. If that doesn't tell you how good this game is, I don't know what would. At the time of recording this, the Edison Escape Room is $425 for the room, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but obviously, the more people you bring, the less expensive it is per person, and luckily the room's always private, so it's not as bad as it sounds. Still definitely on the pricey side though. So, Palace Games is fittingly located at the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. And parking was not bad. They had an event going on at the time when we played, so like 3/4 of the parking lot was shut down, but we made it work. Now, finding the actual location wasn't super easy. They do have directions on their website, but since it's inside of the actual palace, we had to call for them to let us in and find the right door and blah, blah, blah. Now, their lobby is quaint. There's a cool little phone box in one corner and a couch on another side, and then a welcome desk. It's definitely not made for waiting for your games. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You're supposed to just get there roughly when your game starts. Now, they did have a party room, which they provided to us, which was super nice of them. Had a nice long kitchen table, dinner table, with party games and board games all around the side to keep you guys entertained while you're waiting for games. The staff is super friendly and helpful. They stayed and talked with us for an hour and a half afterwards, and gave us behind the scenes, helped us find dinner places, stuff like that. And then lastly, as far as the debriefing goes, they do it all in front of the door to your room, which a lot of places do. Here's your story, all right, you ready? And then we open the door, But all in all, great location, so let's talk set. The decor was really, really cool. It definitely fit in with Edison's time. Without giving away too much, you start out in a fairly small room serving as Edison's office, and then eventually you find the secret entrance to the lab. Now, the lab just kept getting bigger. Every time you thought you were done, boom, another room was added on without really adding another room. Again, I don't want to give too much away, but it was really neat. Now the props. They had some really cool props that really fit with the vibe. Everything felt like it should be straight out of a lab. There were things that were, kind of grimy, but still clean and futuristic, if that makes sense. It all fit together really nicely. All right. Now, the part that makes it an escape room, the puzzles. There were some really cool puzzles in here. The room was definitely linear. There were 7 of us, all GMs/owners at the escape room I work at here in Reno. But although it was linear, all those puzzles were group puzzles, so we were able to stay busy the whole time, which was nice. All the puzzles felt with the theme, a lot of them dealing with electricity, fittingly. And there was definitely some unique, clever stuff that I've never seen before. There were a couple puzzles I've seen in other rooms, and Palace Games likes to have you do the same puzzle a couple times, but gets harder every time. And they do this with all of their rooms from what we found, but this room seemed to do it the least, which was nice. And lastly, memorability. The last puzzle in the room, I will never forget it. I've never seen another room do it, and I honestly hope another room never does do it, because it is such a cool experience, and it makes use of everything you've seen in the room so far, and the whole vibe of the room. Now, the clue system. The clue system was okay. They always had a screen up which displayed a nudge in the right direction for whatever the current puzzle was, which I'm not a super big fan of because it felt far too easy to look at the screen and then you've kind of spoiled the puzzle for yourself. But again, there were only nudges, and if you got good at ignoring the screen, it wasn't a huge deal. They also had a nice little golden cord that you could pull if you wanted more of like an explanation instead of a nudge, but that is how it worked in all of their rooms with the little screen. Okay, so my closing thoughts. I super recommend this room. At the time of recording this, out of the 96 games I've played, it's still in my top 3, usually bouncing between 1st and 2nd place. Those awards do not lie. As far as the minimum age goes, I'd say about 7. Palace, as I mentioned earlier, says you don't need to have any escape room experience, and I wouldn't say the room is hard, but I don't know if it's easy enough for like a little kid. I think a kid that can think for themselves would be beneficial for everyone. Regarding group size, Palace says 4 to 8, I say 4 to 6 enthusiasts. If you're all new to escape rooms, sure, bring 8 people, why not? But like I said, we had 7 and we were mostly entertained, but there were times definitely where it slowed down a little for some of us. So I think a smaller group is better. Definitely not like a 2 or a 3 though, because there is a lot in this room. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Have you guys played the Edison Escape Room? Let us know down in the comments. And if there are any other rooms you want us to review, be sure to leave those down there too. And for Escape Room Reviews, I'm Zach. We'll catch you in the next one.